Good afternoon and welcome to your favorite current affairs program. It's a weekly program, 60 Minutes Nigeria, where we dissect national issues, we dissect things that have to do with the welfare of the citizens, we talk about governance, and we talk about a lot of issues affecting Nigeria. My name is Erosa Agbonlao. I know that you are there, waiting expectantly to be a part of the program. I have a very special guest with me today. Iwanfo Omogbe. He is a financial expert, he's a politician, he's an analyst, and of course a well-traveled man. Nice to have you on the program today.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Nigerians.
Okay.
Erosa, thank you for always having me on your program.
Yes, you're welcome. Nigerians are yearning and itching to hear the very latest. And on today's edition of the program, we are looking at state police as regard the panacea. Is it the panacea to curbing insecurity? There's rising insecurity in Nigeria as a country. In some states of the country, we understand that some communities allegedly pay taxes to bandits. Only recently, the DSS released a report of ISWAP threats in some states. Then, we now look at the normal insecurity in the states. Just recently in Ekpoma, Edo State, residents, women, traders, market women took to the streets to protest against insecurity in Ekpoma, Edo State. There are other very disturbing news on the social media regarding insecurity. So we need to talk about it. How do we curb this monster, this disturbing trend? Because it is believed that any state confronted, bedeviled by insecurity, that state is likely to develop, because investors will be scared away. It's a very disturbing trend. Mr. Iwanfo, yes, I know that this issue seems to be an issue that we have been discussing over again, because there are new threats, new dimensions to it. Now, let's just start. Do you think state police is the solution to insecurity in Nigeria?
Thank you once again. First of all, it is good to always look at the subject matter.
Okay.
State police. State police, as it is, by the literary meaning, means a police force that is being under the control of the state governor. We know we have what we have now is a federal police where the directives and the authorities from the IG stay in Abuja. But on the issue of state police, it connotes the idea of our governors or different state governors having the authority, the police force having the control by the police, by the governors. So actually, definitely it's going to bring closer home the difficulties we always have in contacting Abuja, in where there are distress calls and all that. But however, I think that it has a lot to do, and it will improve our security situation of this country if we try to narrow down the authority to states to be able to manage. But like I always say, it depends on the players. It's not that in this country we are lacking policies or we are lacking ideas. The ideas are there, the policies are there, but what we actually lack in this country is implementation. The agitation of state police, as far as I'm concerned, is a very welcome development, but we should always be rest assured or take into cognizance that the human perspective, the human aspect of it is what we are really, really after. Because in the first place, there's no policy or there's no agitation that has that will never have that will not have a negative part. Definitely, it will have a negative part. But I still say that we have to concentrate on ourselves, people to actualize or to manage some of these laws, some of these policies. I think that is where we really have our problems. Not that the policies are not there or the ones we are operating now is not good. But the issue of state police, as like other laws, there are challenges too. Okay. We should be prepared for such challenges too. But I feel that it might bring a new dimension to our security situation in this country, and I welcome it.
Okay. Now, we've seen that, yes, I just told you that's the footage you have on air now, where traders, residents of Ekpoma, the Asian people, is a community where we have a university. So we have students, we have youths, we have intellectuals. And from the information we've gotten, you can see young people, they are scared, they are disturbed because of the level of insecurity in that community, in that town. Look at women. So now, don't you think that if we really have state police, well structured, can really complement what I would call the federal police? Because from statistics, we understand that the numerical strength of the federal police is inadequate. And some persons also complain about the welfare of the federal police. Though we've seen that the federal government has been doing a lot to improve the welfare of the police in terms of promotion. We've seen recent promotions and increase in salaries and all of that. But it is believed that the numerical strength is not enough. Nigeria is such a vast country. You know, the population is impressive, and looking at the UN requirement, Nigeria is far from meeting that requirement in terms of the number of policemen to the number of persons. You know, so don't you think having a state police will really complement the federal police?
Like I said earlier,
yes,
I will always speak the way I think. We are not actually in this country lacking policies. On the issue of this state police we are talking about, we should look at how other policies, when it comes to this, removing the authority or narrowing down the authority, has really worked in this country. I want us to have a throwback. I think immediately after the independence, we had 3 regions, right? We have regions. And one of the things the government of the day, although it was military then, were agitating, or they were thinking, was that in creating more states, it will actually narrow down or improve our development, right? And we see, when we have 12 states, it went down to, I think, 20-something, and now we have 36. In creating some of these states, one or two reasons were that it will enhance development.
Yes.
In this country that we are, creation of more states, has it actually translate on the issue of development? Has it really complemented development? So this issue of state police, to me, is good. It will be good, but we should focus on the factors that will make it work, which is the human factor. Because we have so much put in place in this country, a situation whereby everything is being handled by politicians. You politicize everything in this country. When you see somebody that is a lawyer being appointed Minister of Works and all that and all that. So these are the issues. You see somebody to be an IG of this country, the appointment is by the president. These are the issues. I think it is the structural, the structure of the constitution is actually a problem in this country. I've said it in one of your programs that we should look at the fundamentals, because some of these agencies or some of these organizations are not being manned or being operated by robots. it is you and I that is going to operate it. Even while we are all saying we are backing the state police issue, how are they actually going to fix this state police? How will the leadership be constituted? Is it going to be an issue of governors nominating or appointing commissioners? So these are some of the issues that the National Assembly should look into before they go ahead with the policy. The policy is a welcome one, because you cannot expect, if there's a crime now in Oluku here and you have to call for an assistant, you have to call the commissioner. Commissioner, most times, especially if it's a political issue, you want to clarify from the IG and all that. But if we have the state police where the governors are, every state have autonomy kind of, and they manage themselves, it will be a better thing. But we should not forget the Nigerian, our own, the way we look at things in this country. It is our institutions that are poor. It's not that the policies, or there are no institutions, but most of our institutions are not strengthened by law. So you discover that a situation whereby there is a call for a particular, there's an insecurity in a particular place, you want to clarify from this, you want to clarify from that, you'll be constrained to act. So these are some of the things I think we should look at primarily, not the creation. If actually it is being created tomorrow or in the near future, what will be the fundamentals? Who are those to man these institutions? That is the issue. Because whereby a situation whereby we still have a country like Nigeria of about 220 persons, we still have some of the key positions in this country being given the permission, or the president, the provision to nominate or to appoint. You discover that is where the problem lies. If the executive, for example, we all know that we're in a political regime now, why will an institution like the commission, the Nigeria Police Commission or so,
that regulates the police.
Why would they not be saddled with the position or the responsibility of choosing their IG? Why putting the appointment of an IG under the presidency? These are the issues. Because even if it narrows down to the issue of state police, it will still be like that. Governors will now be mandated to appoint a commissioner and all that. So we'll still be where we are until some of these things are removed from the politicians. Some of these our institutions will continue to be in limbo.
Okay, thank you very much. You are watching the program 60 Minutes Nigeria. We'll give the opportunity to residents, to our viewer out there, to contribute to this program. But that will be at about 2 p.m. Where we'll display the phone number, the line, and you can call in and be a part of the program. But we'll just take a brief break now. And when we come back, we'll continue with the discussion. Okay, it's a delight to have you on the program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Egosa Agbonlaho. Just joining us is a very, very respected clergyman, educationist. He's also an entrepreneur and a very, very renowned analyst, Dr. Roya Ayimere. Nice to have you on the program today.
Good afternoon. God bless you, viewers.
We still have in the studio Iwanfo Omogbe. He has given us his own remarks regarding state police. And the highlight of what he has said is that there's need to strengthen institutions, that what is obtainable at the federal level of federal police, where we are experiencing some lapses, that such lapses will be replicated at the state level, when state police is also formed. Though he said it is good to have state police, but these lapses must be taken care of. The IG should not be appointed by the president, it should be by the Police Service Commission. So if we have a state police, it should not be the governor, because one of the arguments against state police, some persons are afraid that governors or politicians will manipulate the state police against their perceived opponents. But that is not enough for the entire population to suffer. Because right now, there's rising insecurity. This problem must be tackled. For there to be economic development, there must be security. For investors to invest their money, there must be adequate security. If we've heard of cases of Chinese being kidnapped, that's not good on the international level in terms of international media. But if there is peace, there's security, a number of persons, a number of companies will invest in Nigeria, will invest in Edo State, and that will translate to economic development, to employment of youths and graduates. So there are so many benefits of enhancing security in the various states. So we'll just get the remarks of Dr. Roya Ayimere on this issue. Do you really stand for state police?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm really sorry for coming late.
Okay.
Due to serious hold up on the road. But the truth is, I've canvassed here on several occasions.
Yes.
That where we are now at this particular time, the destiny of this nation, we're overdue for state police.
Okay.
Overdue, because if you look at what is happening, as a matter of fact, you look at the Nigerian Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the police, the civil defense, and all of that. You see that there is a shortfall because the population of Nigeria, people are saying it's 200 million, some are saying 250 million. There's no actual figure because the population is much, and you need serious, you need manpower to do this policing, to do this security work. Nigeria is overdue for state police, for crying out loud. Look at the level of insecurity in the country. It just shows that what we have on ground cannot handle the challenges that is facing us. We must wake up to reality. This is not the time to debate. This is the time for National Assembly to enact this law, to create this state police. Forget the argument of governors may take advantage of the state police. Let's have them first, because the advantage is more than disadvantage.
Thank you very much, Dr. Royal, for your opening remarks. Like I said, at about 2, we'll allow our viewer, our residents, and those who are watching around the world, the phone number will be displayed. You can be a part of this program, 60 Minutes Nigeria, because this is of national importance, the issue of state police. Mr. Awanfo, some persons believe that the federal government seem not to be serious about this issue of state police, that the issue of vigilante seem to be given prominence. Instead of vigilante network and all of that, why can't we just have a state police? That's the argument of some persons.
Yeah, that notion is very, very clear. You cannot compare this vigilante we have around with trained men. Okay. I personally have a cold feet when this issue of vigilante, they can actually complement, but they cannot stand in for the retrained policemen, because in the first place, some of these vigilante people or men are just people who just go to maybe 1 or 2 trainings, how to shoot gun, how to do this and all that. They are not actually trained to be real security personnel. So I'm not of the opinion that that aspect of the vigilance should be developed. It can be complementary. They can come in to complement, to assist the Nigerian police force, but to rely on them to empower those ones to replace retrained police officers, I don't think that is the way to go, because we already have trained police officers even being complemented by the other armed forces personnel, but they are still being overwhelmed, not to talk of if we have to rely on trained men. Most of these people are not actually trained, and we should not look at that direction at all. Okay,
thank you. On our radio program, Man Around Town, this morning, one of the contributors on Man Around Town said his own duty is to move around town, and that he did that on Wednesday night, and his findings, according to him on the program, he was very disturbed that he couldn't even notice security personnel in Benin City at night. And on that program, Man Around Town, he lamented. So that's to tell you that the issue of security cannot be toyed with. We need to have adequate security personnel on patrol or at designated places at night while the people are asleep. So that's why that program this morning, Man Around Town, was very germane. You cannot be sleeping and you are not sure that you are being protected. So, Dr. Roya, we've seen even in the north, Civilian Joint Task Force. In Edo State, security network, which is made up of vigilante.
Yes.
Instead of all these different quasi security outfits, why can't we just have a state police? But let's relate it to all these Civilian Joint Task Force, vigilante. Is that really what we need now?
All right. I think I'll be a little bit different from what he said.
Yes.
The vigilantes that we have, if you look at the way they work today, they complement the police.
Okay.
And instead of trying to recruit fresh people, it's better to just train them again. Let's retrain them because they already have little experience on this job. So it's a good start to begin with them, then train them. Let's retrain them. Because if you look at the vigilante, they are the ones on the streets. They are the ones even doing the job. But my own take, if you want to really fight insecurity, it's not to even begin to ask, what do we do? It is, how did we get here? Because in looking for solution, you have to ask what created the problem.
Okay.
So the moment you get the answers to what created the problem, then you can now say, okay, this is how to solve the problem. Because how did we get here? Our youth are unemployed. People go to school, and after graduation, no job. If you look at the government come and campaign, we are going to create jobs, we are going to do this, we are going to do that. At the end of the day, our people are frustrated. People vote, and after voting, those they voted for, they don't see them being declared the winner. And you see that people are losing confidence in this nation. People are losing interest. Look at elections that are happening, and you see that people no longer come out because they just feel like, why should I come out when I know that at the end of the day, the person I'm voting for will not be declared the winner? So there are a lot of factors that have caused this insecurity. It's not just to see, even if we have 20 million policemen and these factors are not dealt with, the insecurity will still continue, sir. Because a man who is hungry is a man who is angry. People barely feed today. People are struggling to survive. Government should tackle it. We have food insecurity. We have inflation. We have a lot of, look at the indices. Nigerians have carried a lot of burden, especially in this administration, that government must look into. These are the causes for insecurity. It's not just to carry gun. In fact, the man who is carrying gun, is there a bullet in the gun? These police officers that you see, go and find out their patrol team. Go and find out their patrol vehicle. Is it working? Go to police stations at night. If you will see a genset, they're in the dark. So it's not about the system just need overhauling. I've gone to a police station to bail somebody. I use my torchlight to write because no light. A whole police station. Now, if the man who is saddled with the responsibility to create security does not have the enabling environment, the necessary tools, what do you think he will do?
Thank you, Doctor. We'll come back to you. Just the way Dr. Roya was making his remarks, it just rekindled some very disturbing memories we've seen on social media where a generator was chained to the protector of a police station. So, so if a police station can also change their own generator, that's to tell you that they too need security as well. Well, that's on the lighter side of the program, System List Nigeria. We'll continue after this break. Nice to have you on the program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. We have Dr. Roya Ayimere is with us in the studio. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you.
You passed through a lot of traffic hiccup to be with us. We appreciate that. Mr. Amanfo Omorugbe, thank you very much for your time on the program. And for our viewer there, you know, watching the program gives us a lot of joy. So you can contribute now. The phone number will be displayed so that you can contribute. How can this issue of state police become a reality? How can it be made better? How can we douse the fears of some persons that governors will manipulate the state police to their advantage without looking at the overall advantage of state police and all of that? How can we actually curb insecurity in Edo State, in Nigeria? We saw the footage of a protest in Ekpoma town where market women, traders, residents took to the streets to protest against insecurity, kidnapping, and crimes. So this is very disturbing. With that kind of video circulating, do you think an investor will boldly go to Ekpoma and invest and proudly stand in front of maybe where the investment is being done? The fear will be there. So you can contribute to the program. My next question, Mr. Nwankwo, what is the way forward? Insecurity is really a monster. What is the way forward?
I want to borrow a word from what Doctor has just said earlier on the issue of the cause of an issue. If you have headache, for example, headache is a manifestation of an infection in the body. The headache is not actually the problem.
Exactly.
But what is the cause of that headache? Like you have said, the country actually is not working. It's unfortunate. We all know that the country is not working. A situation whereby some of these governors, or not all of them, they all have these security votes from the federal. As they are getting their allocation, there's a particular amount of money for security. Governors should try as much as possible to make sure this fund goes to the appropriate quarters. Like you have said earlier, go to some police stations in the night or even during the day. The vehicle most times don't even have fuel. Mm-hmm. I've been opportune to mediate in one or two issues in the police station very close by recently. I discovered that they don't even have a pen in the whole police station. And when we were going to go for the small investigation, we discovered that the fuel, they don't have fuel in their vehicle. Mm-hmm. The police, some of them, they've not even eaten for the day. So you discover that some of these funds for security don't actually go down well to where it's supposed to be, because there's every section of this country, there's corruption. There's corruption. You look at some states, even in the north now, you discover that Boko Haram or these terrorist organizations will write them to say, we want to come and visit your community. And some of them, we are seeing cases now, we've heard that they won't pay taxes or royalty or bribe to them, not to come and invade them. So it's not that these people are spirits. It's not that they don't know, or the security personnel don't actually know where they are. But why is it that it is difficult to combat or to fight them? Until recently, I was a financial secretary of Wosa Sergeant Mess. So I have one or two opportunities to talk to some of these soldiers while I was functioning as a financial secretary. Some of them told me that during the time of this ECOMOG, this peacekeeping and all that, that when the troops of Nigeria gets into any country, the crime rate or the uprising will just vanish, because they know that Nigerians will have good troops, I mean trained soldiers. What happens to this one in our own home? Mm-hmm. If actually we actually want to combat this terrorist group, I don't think it's going to be, it has to do with insufficient personnel or thereabout. I think there's something that we don't know that is happening in this country. It would be very, very unfair for me to say maybe some persons are profiting from it. But look at how the whole thing is in this country now. You see some local government being, they go from house to house and all that in the north, in Plateau State, and even in Niger State. Recently now, it has gone, it is coming closer home now. There's a riot in Ekpoma. And I've been told recently that they were kidnapped, they kidnapped some people even as close as Iyowa here. So the insecurity is knocking in our different doors, and we should not play with it, because it's not an issue of it's going to be a problem tomorrow. It's already a problem today. And I think for every leader in this country, no matter where you are, they should at least try as much as possible to see to it, because it is something, it's an evil that might consume this country in the near future.
Okay, Dr. Roya, we've seen, you recall during the NSAS protests.
Yeah.
After the NSAS protests, most of the policemen refused to return to the roads, to the traffic checkpoints and all of that. You know, it happened here, even in Benin City here.
Yes.
But the vigilante were, in short, they were commended for gallantry that period. It was the vigilante that now took to the streets. Mm-hmm. You know, so what is happening now that these vigilante now have been reintroduced and insecurity is here to stop? Is it that maybe we need to get more, maybe the vigilante is not enough, or they need to train them or motivate them more? What do you think should be done? Because while we are waiting for the issue of state police, the people must live, people must survive. Mm-hmm. Life must go on. So how can we go ahead to curbing insecurity?
Thank you. You see, I never wanted to go into that area, but since you asked me the question,
yes,
I'll answer. I'll talk to the best of my knowledge. You see, naturally, these vigilante boys, like he said, these are people who are actually not trained.
Okay, Doctor, we have our very first caller on the line. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, I think it's network issue. You can call in and make your contribution. Doctor, please continue.
So like I was saying, these are people who are actually not trained, just took them off the streets and gave them gun and the rest of that. But you can also see that these vigilante people, are they on payroll? Who pays them? You give somebody a gun and he's not being paid, he's on the streets.
Okay.
We'll
continue with you. We have our very first caller again now. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from?
I'm Pastor Andrew.
Calling from where?
I'm calling from Ohogbo.
Ohogbo. Okay.
Yes.
Ohogbo. Okay. Go on.
Right to the subject at hand. It's very important that the government should look to that area of state policing. And because if you look back, when the vigilante that was called community police started, a lot of the crime, a lot of the challenges we are facing was able to be combated by these people because they are living within their own people. So they know the inner art. They know the root cause of everything, even to this last week here. Because some of them are still trying to do it because it seems to be in their blood to protect their communities. When I was having I saw these scavengers, the way some of the things they packed, new farms, things like fridge, I quickly call on them. And they were able to rush them. Peradventure, if I was going to call a policeman, maybe in the city, to rush down to Hokbo for such an issue, it will be difficult. And likewise, one thing I observed that day, even when he took the decision to handle the matter, he has to call their senior guy. And that is because it is now state management before he can know what to do. So likewise, the state, if they are having their policing, it will also help them to know what to do. They are taking an authority from the upper chamber, maybe from Abuja chamber, let me use it like that, if it's not state. So when it is done within the locality, it is easily managed. So if we can handle security in a way that it will be very, very, at least we know we cannot just solve it all. Let's stay policing, and even community policing be introduced, because some of these things that we cannot say on air, we have observed that are causing this insecurity to linger in our country, because some persons are there who will want this person to have his way. Just like 2 days ago, I was listening to a program, one of the media house, probably EBS. Somebody called that an Aboki guy caught somebody's hand in a long bypass. And they took the Aboki to the police station, which are the vigilante that did it. Daybreak, going there to check on the Aboki, the guys have been released. You see?
So that is something we cannot authenticate on the program.
Yes,
It's an allegation.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you conclude now?
So on my takings, let's say policing and community policing be introduced. Let the House of Assembly, the House of Representatives, let them come into the communities to hear the people, what the people are saying, so that they can.
Okay. That caller from Ohokugbo made a very, very valid statement, but I think network just took him off, but it was just about concluding his remarks. He is saying there's need for state police, and he has told us how certain things happen in his community, called of vigilante, and they responded. So we have another caller down. Good afternoon. Okay, we just lost that caller. Doctor, please just continue with your remarks.
Like I was saying, you put people on the streets, you give them gun, and they are not being motivated. How do you expect them to perform?
Yeah. But recently, we noticed that they were trained in Nigerian Police Institute at Ogida.
Ogida.
Yes. You know, that's a good one.
That's a good one for us.
Do you know that? Sorry to interrupt you. Do you know that even some of their guns are privately owned by them?
Okay, that's another issue that we need to investigate. Before Doctor will continue, we have a caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please, your name, where are you calling from?
I'm Josh, I'm calling from Ugbine.
Okay, Ugbine. Okay, that's up by K1. Thank you very much. Tell us, make your comments.
So what I want to say is that the federal government, the federal government, Mr. Buhari, has set up state policing, which is special constabulary. At least the federal.
No, that one is it's part of community policing. It's not really a state police.
Okay, but where the federal government do something nice about them. Yes, because now the state is making use of them in the areas of primary and secondary school. So if they
Oh, we just lost that caller from Ugbine, but he has made his point. Doctor, please continue.
So that is it.
You are talking about the need to enhance the welfare of vigilantes.
Exactly, because they are really trying.
Okay.
But let me take exception from what this caller, the first caller said, when he talked about if you call police officers,
that
you
will take time. Yeah.
Not the Aduwawa DPO. I give kudos to him. He's an exceptional police officer.
At Aduwawa?
At Aduwawa, yes. Give him a call in that his region.
Yes.
He deploys his boys. Within 10 minutes, you will see them. And I have called him on several occasions.
Yes.
Oh, when I notice one or two things, people give me a call.
Yes.
Oh, something is happening, and I give a call to him. The next thing, you see his men are deploying to action, and they get results. I give kudos to him. You know, it's not only when they don't do well, we talk about it. When they also do well, we should commend them. They are do our DPO. I give kudos to him.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for that. We have a caller now, but Aduwawa DPO, kudos to you. You have just been commended for your gallantry and your good work in Aduwawa area of Benin City. Please keep it up. All of that DPO, emulate the DPO of Aduwawa. We need this kind of comments for the police. Thank you. Okay, we have a caller now. Please, your name, where are you calling from?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from?
My name is Comrade Roy, the voice of the commoner.
The Roy himself. Thank you for contributing on 60 Minutes Nigeria. Go on, please.
The issue is very direct. As of today, Edo State does not have the capacity. We do not have the military hardware. We do not have the information. We do not have what it takes to fight this insurgency that have ravaged us. Well, I would expect by now we should not be talking around the group method of policing or securing our environment. We should be thinking on how do we use technology to advance the struggle. As of today, you will agree with me. Now you talk about state policing, federal is structured today, state policing will not work, and it cannot work. Because one, we have people in position of authorities who believe that it's their turn to wreak havoc on Nigerians. You can't get the society to work like that. I just want us to look at it. First of all, let's go for information. That if we can discover ourselves as a people, this insecurity will be easy for we to fight. With the level of frustration, deprivation, and corruption within the system, this insecurity will remain a mirror. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. That's Roy Oribabo. Is also one of our regular analysts on our different talk shows on independent television. Thank you very much for your contribution on the program. You can contribute. You can make your comments. Don't use any derogatory language. Just tell us what you think can be done. We have another caller on the program. Good afternoon. Your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, good afternoon, sir. I'm calling from Ikema Barracks.
Your name, please.
Yes. My name is Emmanuel.
Okay, Emmanuel, thank you very much. Go on.
Yes. My problem is that we're going to get the issue of cricket policy. This is the problem we're having now. The structure. The structure is not well on ground there. Not because of this people, even though we have wondered how many million police will come in the country, the problem is still here. Taking forget of the country, we should go back to our own community. The traditional chiefs, all those guys in the rural area, they know the terrain of this place and where this project will come from. So without visiting all those, without leaving the community, I don't think they should. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. From Ikema Barracks, we got that caller. You can also call in. Mr. Awanfo, now somebody just talked about the issue of technology. We've seen that even in Benin City, some traffic lights are not working. On Man Around Town again, they also made that revelation, that disclosure, that some traffic lights are not working. So if we say, let there be CCTV cameras attached to each traffic light, the traffic lights are not working. With CCTV now, but I know the governor can do something. Let's get this caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Your name, where are you calling from?
My name is John, calling from Benin.
Okay, go on, please.
Okay. Recently, we hear Ukraine, Russia using drone from Ukraine to Russia. Can't we afford a drone to secure the airspace? Nigerian military, the giant of Africa. That way we secure the drone that can run the airspace. That's the suggestion. Technology.
Thank you very much. We were all laughing. Immediately you said Nigeria, the giant of Africa. I think it's better we should not be adding giant for now, so that Nigeria can know where, the real status, exactly. So that they can wake up instead of calling them the name that they are not really exhibiting. He's talking about drones, which also has to do with what Roy said, technology. There should be CCTV camera. In Abuja, they're asking for Chinese law to be probed now because they said they have a CCTV camera in Abuja. And the legislators are saying the House of a Rep deliberated yesterday. They say it's not working. They can't even find the gadget. So they are not saying they should probe the loan. But technology is good. Yeah, we'll conclude now, but let's just take this caller before we conclude. Yes, your name, where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Comrade Ajayi.
Comrade Ajayi, you are welcome.
Yeah, I'm calling from Ozolwa community,
Okay, Ozolwa community, thank you very much.
Ora community.
Okay, Ora community, Ora. Okay.
Yes, just southwest. What I want to say is that although I just came into the program, I only just want to say two things. Okay. Number one, I'm praising you the way you are enlightening the less privilege of this country.
Thank you.
On whatever we already having there. That is one. For example, somebody just said, the heart of Africa, I will argue it. When you talk of anything, it's just like when you talk of those things now. Anything that is happening is we are. That is down Africa now. So that is it. That is one. Sorry, I don't know if I have right to make any comment on any area here.
No, it's just, we are just talking about state police. State police, what we are talking about.
Yeah, like this state police we are talking of now. The one we're having is network security police and we're having during the past administration. I'm not trying to say I'm praising that past administration. We are in this country, we are in this state. If you want to be realistic to ourselves, like what that network security did during the last administration, I think a lot of people can testify to it that there was a lot of help. When you talk of this kidnapping and this all the secret court, but whether we like it or not, it was down at least by scientists to it that time. It's about 80 to 85% down. So that is one. Okay, this present government, yes, he has done well. There are a lot of people they have also trained now. They even took a lot of them to this Okada military, this thing that. I have two of them in my community here that went through that training. But as we speak, they have not been given that function to carry on their activities. That is, empower them. Give them weapons. I'm talking for example, like of Southwest, I'm speaking from. So I don't think there's any community that I don't people want to training that they are being enhanced.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Because of time, we are grateful for your comments. Thank you very much. I will just amplify what you have said. We just got a caller from Ora community of Via Southwest. He has just also made an allegation which we need to investigate as journalists, that some of the persons trained in the Edo Security Network that just finished their training at the NYSC Permanent Orientation camp at Okada, that they are yet to be fully mobilized. We will investigate that. But we know that these trainings will help them. Yeah. Let's just conclude. Dr. Roya, your concluding remark on the program.
Our government should go to the drawing board.
Okay.
Nigerians are hungry and they are angry. And that is the reason for this insecurity. The government, like you said, nothing is working. We need to be realistic. Nothing is working. Government should wake up to fix this country. The destiny of this nation, as at this point, is in their hands to fix. So they should do the needful.
Thank you very much. Your concluding remark, just a sentence.
Okay, like to add to what you have said, they should wake up and try as much as possible to use security votes for what it's meant for. Because the president has said that some of the dividends from the oil subsidy is for governors to get more money to develop their different states. And there are these specific particular funds that are given to state governors. State governors should stop diverting security funds for other purposes.
Thank you very much. That's the program for this week. I hope you enjoyed your time with us. Do have a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye-bye.